Welcome back on Diamond. Today I want to propose you a video about the unboxing review about the White Dwarf issue from 97 released by the Games Workshop in February 2024. And so you can see from the cover side that it's really about the FleshEater course that has been released in this month, the Battletome, even if I want to remember you that technically has been released in December 2023, the limited edition about the Battletome of the FleshEater course. And if you're interested about, I invite you to see in the description my playlist about where I explain what you can find in the limited edition one, the Mewtwo's, but also the review about the rules eventually of the FleshEater course, so it could be quite interesting. And here I quite low because there is Usharan, that is the Mortarch of the Delusions. Really amazing. I love such models, and I hope that soon I will be able to have in my hands, even if I had to wait a bit. And from here we can see also some of the things that are included. For example, we can find this tactical guide referred about the FleshEater course. This can be useful or not, but it's a way to make you understand a bit about the FleshEater course, both that you are going to play with or go against them. And there are also the FleshEater course in Curses City, and this is something that it's quite interesting, and even only this it's quite worth about, and so it will be really quite interesting. Then there will be the part about new combat patrol rules for the Knights, the Space Marine Scouts, and so on, so really quite interesting. And there is also the Battlereport about the old world, because here we can find one of the first Battlereport that you can see about, and so understand if you can be interested in playing with the old world, if you are able to find the manuals, okay, but it's quite interesting. Obviously inside there are the usual things, so we can find that there is the cards here that it's about the mission for warhammer 40k, and here for Age of Sigmar, as usual we can find these, and here we have about the combat patrol, the things that you can find, so it's okay, quite interesting. As usual, I don't like that are put in such a way, but at least are put together, so the other part of the White Dwarf it's not so problematic to read, so it's not a waste at least. But I prefer when they are outside and there is some box or so on that can contain the White Dwarf by itself and all the other things aside. But still, it's quite good that at least they add something. And so now we can go to see about such White Dwarf. Here we can see the alternative cover of the White Dwarf, that it's this one, the same one, but simply without any writing, and I quite like. Remember that you can have this version only if you make the subscription to the White Dwarf. Okay, you can save also a bit of money, so it's something that if you're interested, I suggest you eventually, because it can be quite interesting. Here the usual part about the anticipation of what we can see in the White Dwarf, so it's quite interesting. And here we can see the part about the contents. As usual, it's a good way to see what are inside. And here we can find the mailing list of the readers to the team of the White Dwarf. As usual, I suggest you to see about this, because it's a good way to see some scheme of colors, some basing or so on, and it's quite nice. See, for example, this one, it's really quite nice as model and as basing more, so it's really quite good. Then we can find this, that it's related about Giran, so it's a way to make you know better about such a realm, and it's really quite intriguing. If you're interested about, moreover, if you combine what with the findings that you can have from the Dawnbringer campaign, it's really quite nice. And we can find also some of the places about, so nice. Even if I don't understand this, because technically there should not be tombs in the world, because there should be all the source codes on Shaish, but okay. It's a nice anyway, okay. And so maybe this it's only for the bodies, we can see. Anyway, here it's about the bunker, so as usually the way to prepare campaigns so on in group, and a way to incite you to play, and in that way I find it interesting. Here there is the mission about warhammer 40k that we've seen before in here inside, and here the one about Age of Sigmar, so eventually you have the mission that you can detach and have, but these are anyway inside here to refer. Here we can find this, that it's about how to play Underworld with Unbound, so without fixed teams and so on, and it's a good way eventually to play, even if I don't like usually to play Underworld. I love such images eventually, it's nice. And here we can find a way to understand better the FleshEater curves, so how they play, how you can play against, so know a bit better about them, and it could be quite interesting way to understand them. Remember that I made eventually videos about the FleshEater curves for the rules, so it could be useful also that one, so it's really quite interesting. Then we have something related about the painting, using mainly the washes, but understand how to paint really quite light the miniatures, so I think that it's really quite interesting, and it will be a good way to understand better how you can gain some certain effects or some, for example for the schools, could be interesting in my opinion. Here we have then the way to paint in different sides of world related about Warhammer, so you can see really quite a lot example. For example, this it's about Long Island, and you can see different miniatures and so on, and it's always nice to see again some ways to paint or so on, things about such basin or such shield that it's modifying, a lot of different things that are simple but quite nice in my opinion. Also, for example, such basin, it's nice, you only to decide how you want to prepare something and so on, so it's always something to refer. Then we had this, that it's really something related about the FleshEater curves against, in this case, the Stamcastellanas, and I love. Here there is about the strongholds, so the Arc Arcana, and it shows you some of the strongholds that are in the realms of Age of Sigmar, so it can be quite interesting to know them better, and it's can be really quite interesting. Then we have this, that it's an article about the Luminate Realm Lords, that it's a way to understand them better, because sincerely I don't like too much the Luminates, but having a bit of background, understand them a bit better, so on, it's also a way maybe to understand them and start an army, because in a way it's something that you can have refer to, have an example of models, different size or so on, so it's quite interesting, even if I think that is the giant Miss Bikini. Okay, nice joke, but it's that one that recall me, and really it's quite intriguing about seeing, because it's a way to understand them better. Here we have this, that it's about the Dawnbringer Chronicles, that it's a continuation of what we can find in the Dawnbringer, but in integration of them, and it's always nice, I think, to read, because it's some new background that you can add, and also some novels that it can be quite intriguing. And then here we had this, that if you remember, I talked about something related about the FleshEater curves in Curse City, and here there are. So here we can find new background and rules about them. So this, if you remember, it's something related about the battle of the FleshEater curves, a special edition. And so we have also that way to lay the mission and so on. So it's really quite interesting, and really it's something that if you have, like Curse City, it can be really quite appreciated, because you have also the Skidus here. These ones I would have wanted to have them to detach and play with. Okay, anyway, you can make some photocopy or so on about this, because they can be really quite useful, and it's a way to play, and so I always welcome about, moreover if it's related about Curse City that I love. And then we move on the Warhammer 40k. So here we can start to see, here we can find about Pastor, that we have seen also in the previous page, because the one that we've seen against the part of the Eldar, it's Pastor itself, as you can see. So it's a really good way to understand them better, because there are a lot of parts related about the background and so on. I love such way to propose the background, because there are the images, but the background and so on, in different styles that sign different ways to gain the information so on. So I really quite love. And here we can find then this, that it's related about the background, and so we can find the Black Consus against the here Cult of Generaptor, so it's again something interesting. Then had the Tale of 4 Warlords, and here as usual I suggest you to see, because you can find some ideas about, for example, modifying. See about these models can be really quite intriguing, because they're really quite nice if you think about how they have been modified or so on. So there are a lot of ways, painting eventually if you're interested about, or some other things, so you can gain some ideas. Here, for example, we have the Tyranids, here we have these that are the insets, scheme of colors of the different Tyranids if you want. And then here we can see about the combat pattern and a bit of the background related, and also the part about the rules after, because obviously there is all both parts related. So it's something that you have really to look for. Okay, here you can see also some of the part about the infiltrators, and here so the rules about, and I also the schedules. Remember that you can photocopy also these ones if you need, because it's understandable. And I have about kill team with this, that it's the new box that has been released, and so the scouts for both the Space Marines and the Eldari, and so it's a good way to understand better and be able to play, because you have the new rules available and also the new schedules available. And it's up to you. I don't like to play quick kill team, so it's up to you decide if it's worth or not, but you can start anyway some bit of background about, so it can be always useful. And here we have about Old World, and so here we can find how to play the two armies that is being released yet, so the Bretoniani and the Camry. Remember that soon there will be also the orcs that is going to be released and so on. So we hope that it's going to be released more and more, because the most part of the armies that I play in Old World are not available. So the Lizardmen and Vampire Counts, there are the rules for now, but they are not something that are going to be developed at least for this edition of Old World. And okay, sincerely I not bought the box because I load the Drake here, but I not liked the fact that all the Minotaurs were old. So sincerely I prefer to buy something else. I am able to deploy such armies without any problem, because I have the models other than this, but I not like how it was done about, so I prefer not. But anyway, I hope that soon will be again available, because there has been a bit of problems about being able to find the rules and so on, and for now I only the specific here booklet about the journal about the Camry, but not the main rules, for example. So I hope that you will make some efforts to make the rules and so on, the things more available, but we'll see. Anyway, soon we'll go to replenish them. And here it's a way to understand the rules. So sincerely, it's a good way if you are an old fan about Old World, because it's a way to understand how it changed compared to the Old World Lily Fantasy, because there's been quite a lot of changes, really quite a lot. It's not completely the same, and you can understand if you like, because maybe you are fascinated because you're a colonial memory, or you want to try something different, and so it's a way to understand. And this is something that, in my opinion, it should be due, because you can understand a new game that it's quite talked about, and so understand if it's worth for you start or not, and decide. So this is something that I suggest you to read. They have this, that it's a continuation about the Black Library volumes about, in this case, the Dawnkeepers, that I want to remember you, it's a Space Marine chapter realized specific for the Black Library team. So here it's about the team of the White Dwarf that realized the chapter, and the Black Library released the part about the background and so on. So it can be really quite interesting about, because you can see really the development of a new chapter that can become famous. So it's really quite nice. I really quite like. Moreover, it's a good way to understand if you read maybe some new authors that treat something that you like as theme, or you know yet the author and you see treated something else. So it can be really quite interesting, or maybe some knowing a bit better the English. It's a you decide. Here we can see also some things that will be going to be released in the next White Dwarf, and it can be quite interesting. Then we can know that for the next one it will be related about the Inquisition, so I'm quite curious about. And here we can find the back of cover, and here we can find so the FleshEater course. So I hope that also the next one will be treated with a lot of things related about the FleshEater course too, because I think that it's quite nice. So what to say about such White Dwarf? I think that it's really quite nice. Okay, I'm really party about this, because I love that there are the FleshEater course about the Curse City, so this is conquered me for sure. But there is also a lot of background, some part about painting and modifying that I think that could be quite interesting, but that it's up to you to decide if it's worth or not, because it's a decision. And so background rules, if you're interested about, for example, about the Battlereport about Old World, or you are interested about Kill Team, for sure they're really quite interesting. And really, in my opinion, there are quite a lot of things that are suited to buy this White Dwarf, but eventually write in description if you think that in the comments if you think that there is something that you can think suited or not to you this White Dwarf. In my opinion, it's not bad, and I quite like. At least for now, only for the White Dwarf. I decided to put in description the link about my wish list for Amazon if you are interested about making me a gift about. I know it's the first time that I do, so I hope that it works. Anyway, it's something that it's a try. Don't feel that you have to do or so on. It's simply something that if you want to cooperate with me to give me some things that maybe I use then as a review or so on, it could be useful, or that can be useful also for the channel. So eventually you have a thing that you can share with. So from that mode, it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So I hope to see you again to the next time.